Welcome to Cat the Minion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I've been off for a couple weeks here. I don't even know how long it's been since I've done a tarot reading. I feel like I did one and put it up, but I don't remember what it was about or when. Like, it had to have been a couple weeks ago. I'm recording this on December 30th, and it should be up also on the 30th because I'm starting at like 2 in the morning. But I've had this idea in my head for a couple weeks while I've been diddling around with some hobby stuff instead of doing work to do a pick-a-pile reading. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't feel like doing work right now. But today I finally felt like it. So the piles that I've got are, if I can remember what they are, it's been so long since I've friggin' touched them. I have the elemental hexagons, and did I hold that in there? Elemental hexagons. I don't even remember how to friggin' film anymore. So I have the elemental hexagons cleared and shuffled, and the marker for this pile is Pusheen. Squidgy little kitty. And the marker for this pile is this trio of butterflies. These plastic rings that came on cakes of some sort. So butterflies, this one's iridescent. I don't know if that's, oh, it does come up on the camera. And these two are just solid plastic, but they're the same. So we have a pile of butterflies and the, come on, the Morgan Greer Tarot. I modified mine so it's pretty. And I have the Gilded Reverie Lenormand on this other pile here with this Doofy Turkey. I love it. My best friend gave it to me. Is that? Not sure what's going on in its mouth, I think. Aha, I was right. It's made out of the sticky kind of craft foam. So I have this Doofy Turkey here. I love it. It's hilarious. It's like an egg crate, and it's got little like cartoon legs. It's amazing. So this guy is the Lenormand. So you can either pick by the deck or by the pile marker. Usually when I put random kitsch that I have lying around on the piles, there's some kind of symbolism that has to do with the meaning of the pile. I don't like it when people put like 5 crystals that are all the freaking same. I feel like there needs to be some kind of differentiation between the objects, because I really do think it helps with the meaning. I'm not here to trash other people's tarot channels, even though I'm like super judgmental when I watch them. So I have this really squishy, soft. And butterflies, if you've got knots in your stomach, that might be what that's on. It might be transformation. And then we have the turkey. So I did clear and shuffle these, but I'm not gonna do them all at once though. So I'm gonna put these aside. I'm gonna have timestamps. I probably should have said that beforehand. We're going to do Pusheen first. And I forgot to shake up my charms here, my paper charms, because these are going to help. I was going to pull pile subject cards out of these ones that I made for something I did a few months ago. And I pulled a few of them out and I didn't like them and I was like, whatever. So I'm going to use these instead. So you can get these exact same charms in my Etsy shop. It's a downloadable PDF. You print it on your favorite paper or cardstock, and then you can glue them onto other stuff, customize them, color them in, and all that. I don't have 3-dimensional ones, but these are pretty good. They're on the same cardstock that I've got a couple sets printed out on. Oh, they're over there underneath, so I'm not going to get them out right now. I've got 2 packets of them, though, that are printed out, that are purchasable. And then the other ones on DeviantArt and Etsy that are for sale. I think it's like, I want to say it's like 16 bucks for the PDF. But once you have it downloaded, you can print out as many as you want. You could even just use it as a coloring sheet. Although it's kind of expensive, because my coloring books are cheaper. They're like 8 bucks. But if you wanted to, because then you could print out that as many as you want. Do like 6 different ones. Okay. So I'm going to get some charms to start Pusheen off. I hadn't come in with the idea of what kind of reading I was going to do, but I think I'm just going to do like, I was going to say I think I'll just do a 9 grit, but maybe I'll do 6 with the 7th one in the middle. With these hexagonal ones, it's going to be like Sonic with the Chaos Emeralds. Is that, am I done? Goose can fucking get on my face. I think there's some that are getting stuck underneath the side panels here. Let's get those down. A lot of the time lately I've just been digging them out of the box, but I feel strongly about doing the whole popcorn thing right now. Just totally, like, destroyed my whole schedule that I had going for like a month and a half. I did actually work on my painting though finally, and I've got a commission to finish. Okay. I also like destroyed myself finishing that Perfume Pretty Barbie series. That was a lot of work. Okay. So I have the Piggy Piggy looking for truffles. I have the nervous system. Oh, come on, man. Come on, buddy. Hey, buddy. Sweet Jesus. Okay. Nope. I haven't painted my nails in forever either, so they're like nothing. So I have the nervous system. I have the maple. Wait, this. Oh, I thought that was maple syrup. It's alcohol. I was going to say, because the maple syrup would go good with the bacon, but it's alcohol, which can have a definite effect on the nervous system. And we have the record player here. To turn time on the microphone. So, I mean, essentially this guy's getting turned, looking for trouble. Inverted charms, I have the fox. The sleep with one... Oh, God damn it, I can't hold on to these. Sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight. That kind of energy. Which is weird, because my mom was just telling me that there was some little kid that was going to sleep listening to is it Sandman? I guess, is that what that song is called by Metallica? Is it just called Sandman? Now I'm not sure. Where? Let's find out. I think it's on here. Enter Sandman, my bad. Enter Sandman. Okay. Exit light, enter night, grain of sand, off to never neverland. I want to see if the lyrics are in here. Oh, they are in here. Okay. Say your prayers, little one. Don't forget, my son, to include everyone. Tuck you in, warm within, keep you free from sin, till the Sandman he comes. And then it's the sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight. Exit light, enter night, take my hand, we're off to never neverland. Something's wrong, shut the light, heavy thoughts tonight, and they aren't of Snow White. Dreams of war, dreams of liars, dreams of dragon's fire, and of of things that will bite. And then the chorus again. And then they have the now I lay me down to sleep thing, and then hush little baby, don't say a word, and never mind that noise you heard. It's just the beasts under your bed, in your closet, in your head. That sounds kind of like a bad trip. In your closet, in your head. 9 minutes, okay. So I have this fox inverted. So sleepless nights kind of energy with that. We have the thermometer. So we have this cold snap. And we have the sea turtle inverted. This makes me think of being like caught in a net. Like in a bad dream. Like I'm stuck in a nightmare and I can't wake up. Because the nervous system is lit up here. And then we have this pentacle inverted. So the way that this works is this way it represents Venus. And in this position it represents the devil. So we either have a Taurus energy inverted or a Saturnian energy inverted. And it's making me think of the world card. Like the world is upside down. So this is like a subconscious thing. I'm avoiding dealing with stuff that's affecting my nervous system. I listen to music to block it out. I try to sniff out delicacies and looking for trouble to avoid whatever this is coming in. Taking alcohol to block it out. Okay. So it's the beast under your bed is going to be stuff that you're not dealing with. Now we think about Pusheen here. Squeezy, soft, maybe like a pillow to cuddle when you're sleeping. But there's this sort of mischievous thing, right? Cats do zoomies at like 3 in the morning. So let me see what these cards are going to do. I'm going to spread out some cards, and then I think I should start another segment, because I'll get going and I'll get like really into it, and then I'll lose like 10 minutes and be like, fuck! So, mental accident. You guys. I wish more people would watch my stuff, because I'm actually pretty funny. And I think I thought having a schedule for my channel would be better, and I'd be like super productive and put videos up all the time, and I'd get more notice, and then people would finally buy my shit, and it would work out in my favor. And having a schedule just does not work for me, because it ended up just putting off stuff that I really wanted to do because of stuff that I told myself that I had to do. But I like doing the readings of some sort at some point. So if you want to get a personal reading, I'm like all over that. But I really do want to finish my painting, and I need to start the 3 decks that I started in 2019. I got to finish those. I'm trying to get some markers to work on that. But my painting is looking pretty goddamn sweet right now. I can see where it's going to be done maybe this year finally, because I've been working on this fucking thing for like 4.5 years, 5 years now. I started in the summer, so I think it's 4.5 years. Let me get these. Oh, and the battery's going to go anyway, so I'll have to change the battery and the segment. Because my camera does 20 minutes at a time, and my webcam is crappier, but sometimes it messes up the sound, and then it sounds like evil. Okay, so I wanted 6. This one. This one. I'll just shuffle one out. The center. The gateway. Okay. So the gateway. I like that. I liked that reading that I did that was like triangular reading. Okay. The Chaos Emerald's all set up. I'm gonna change that battery. Coughing a little bit because I had a fume problem in my room for a few days, which hopefully will be fixed. I got my window open. Alright, I'm gonna come back and read these for Pusheen. Okay. And we're back. Alright, so start with this one. Let me flip these over and see what we've got. So we have Argon. I'm not going to worry about what direction these cards are in right now. So we have 18. This makes me think of that chemistry cat. So I want to tell a science joke, but all the good ones are gone. So we have a noble gas. This one's called completion. It's also the world card. Now, I already called this out as the world card inverted. And I did kind of have to flip this around. But it's also giving me a light bulb, which is something you need at night. Did I say I was going to say, did I say complexion? Because it says completion here. I have a light bulb, which is like illumination, but you also need light bulbs to have light at night. I also am hearing incandescent. So noble gases are something that glow. It's something that has a complete electron shell, right? Completion. So there's no vacancy. It doesn't really bond. You can't just like bond with it and make like an argon-based life form. But you can make carbon-based life forms. We have 6, which is a third of 18. It's giving me, I was going to say it's not giving me fractals, but like multiplication, but it could be fractals. So we have 6, which is carbon, the backbone of life. We have the lovers here. We have life essence, right? We are carbon-based life forms on planet Earth. And we have this DNA molecule here. So again, we have this sort of science idea. But there's also this idea of occult as well, because because science was basically an occult thing for a while. I also feel like the science of the brain is often occult as well, because it's only now, after decades of, brain matter only, that people are expanding beyond just the molecules themselves. So we have nickel here, 28. This is called the cost of living, and it's representing void. This could be something that's a burden. I see this buffalo here, and notice this nickel color is about the same as Pusheen here. Nickel plating. It's like electrical plating. Like being coated in something. Nickel is also like the core of the earth, purportedly. It's making me think of... What is it making me think of? I'm drawing a blank. I mean, there's something else to do with nickel, but I'm going to come back to that. Lithium. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about in terms of brain science, right? Lithium's for depression, and some other stuff. Lithium-ion batteries, technology. So we have emotional stability, and we're dealing with justice, and we have this idea of health here. But it's number 3, and it also came in kind of upside down. So I'm going to keep that in mind. It also shows the ocean. This is making me think of salt. Salt in the ocean, like acids and bases, pluses and minuses, anions and cations, which is something that you would need to nickel plate something, especially, if you're electroplating. So we have krypton. We have another noble gas. So we have hidden weakness. This island is shaped like a dude. Like, oh no, Mr. Bill. So we have 36. 6, 18, 36, 3. I feel like 28 is the only odd one out, but that combines to 10, which is another completion. It's like, at what cost? The krypton opposing the nickel here is giving me a little bit of Achilles heel, right? It's like, oh, I'm not going to worry about it. Only 5% of my body is vulnerable. But the hidden weakness could be the biggest one. Right. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Only 5% of the building is out of code. Well, it's the foundation though. Like, dude. Like one electrical current and it's gone. Vaporized toast. This is Krypton. It's like I'm seeing Krypton and Argon together. It's like is keeping everything to yourself and being like, I am a rock, I am an island. No man is an island, but here the man is an island. It's intentional isolation, but it's also this idea of nightmares from the isolation, right? You have all this time in your own head listening to your own ego, which is what causes the nightmares, the worst case scenario. Yttrium, night vision. Again with the night vision, seeing at night. Metaphysical world in hell. Look at all this red energy here. You know, like, I'm afraid to... I don't want to be in the dark without my light bulb. And it's like, once you see them, they can see you, kind of a thing. Like, oh, I'm scared. I don't even want to see what that thing is that's bumping around under the bed. In your closet, in your head. So it's like a skeleton's in the closet. It's like, I'm only going to see them through certain filters. And I'm not going to be the one to bring the illumination. I'm going to artificially illuminate the same way that I artificially block it out. Right, when I turn on the lights in here, I don't want to see a bunch of, bat-winged monsters flapping around. I just want to see a regular room. But the thing is, if you lit a candle in that room, there'd still be 95% darkness, and you'd be able to see all the shapes and everything. And that's what's being avoided. But there's an aspect of isolation and loneliness here as well. But there's also this idea of being caught in your own net. Okay, what's this? Fluorine, paranoia, the hanged man. So we have chaos. This is a panic room here. Now, fluorine is supposed to help you, but it can also be a poison. Look at this. 39. 3, 9, 6, 18, 36. 28's the only outlier, which is a divisible by 7. Everything is 3, 6, 9. Except for 7. Or 10. 4 7s. Or 10. 3 and 6 is 9. 3 and 9 is 12. 1 and 8 is 9. 3, 6, 9, the goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco on the streetcar line. The line broke, the monkey went choke, and they all went to heaven in a little rowboat, which sounds kind of like a nightmare. It also reminds me of like going to hell in a handbasket every time I think about that rhyme. So here we have paranoia. It's like I need to have a situation room. Like I need to actually go in and meet with all of these monsters, but I don't even want to deal with it. Like, I need to have a strategy. I feel like I need some more information. Let me go back into the charms for a second. Because I don't like just describing what's going on in a situation. I want to have some kind of a solution. I have my eyes closed because I don't like seeing what's coming out before I get it. Like, I don't have I mean, I can tell, like, they're really big charms. Like, if I get the goose again or the whale or something, I could probably tell what it is. Okay. So, the first thing that came out is this balloon. Now, it could be, like, in It, right? We all float down here or whatever. I mean, I haven't seen that in a long time, but, there's this idea of balloon. something that floats away. Maybe you can catch a ride on it. This sort of like whimsical, childlike thing coming in here. So there might be something involved with the inner child. We also have Gizmo. Gizmo is not available in my downloadable charms because, as far as I know, he's a copyrighted character and I can't sell him, but, you know, you can always just kind of screen grab him if you want to. I won't tell. God damn it. Get him. There. I'm trying to get my hand out of the way. There. You screenshot him and print him out yourself. But I am not selling him. So, this to me has to do with paying attention to rules, to conventions, right? There's a certain system in place. But it's also about don't get him wet. Don't feed him after midnight. And he's allergic to bright light. Bright light. Bright light. He's allergic to bright light. Deathly allergic to bright light. Much like those night monsters. But the only way to see them is to see them in the dark. It's kind of like we have the ocean down here and we have this guy in water here. There's like deep sea fish down in the Marianas Trench and elsewhere, like the blobfish and some other stuff, that you can only really see in their environment, and it's usually very dark down there. But if you bring them up to the surface, like a blobfish, they'll explode and lose all their like the tension in their shape. You know, they won't be able to breathe and stuff like that. So in order to confront your sort of inner demons, you have to see them in their natural environment, which is the darkness. So this is I Cannot Brain today. I have the dumb. And we have a cat here again. This idea of being caught in the blinds, too, is like I can't... Like, I'm halfway between light and dark and I'm caught. Like, I don't know how to shed light on the situation. I also have this bone, which gives me this idea of, like, being eaten away at. It's a little bit back into the DNA aspect, but it's also, like... I also just heard I found this humorous, but it's really not that funny. I think it's supposed to be a thigh bone anyway. Like, I have a bone to pick with you, but again, it's that, like, skeletons in my closet, and this is, like, the first piece that pops out. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, you can't really brush that under the carpet, because it's not just a couple of teeth. It's, like, you know, as big as a skateboard. So, inverted, we have this butterfly. It's delicate, something that's easily destroyed by violence. It's something that hasn't transformed, right? Like, we don't want Gizmo to turn into a gremlin. We want to pay attention to the rules. We don't want him to transform, right? I don't want my inner child trauma to transform into night demons. And also inverted, we have this rampant horse. What does that mean, inverted? No rider. I'm getting CC rider in my head. Just never thought what an inverted horse would mean. And in this deck, the horse is the body, so perhaps it means something that's only in your head. Let me see. I'm gonna get the horse card. 5 minutes. Okay. Now here it came out right away. The horse. Potassium, soundness, the physical body. That's what this is like. It's like I'm sick I am unstable on my feet. I'm scared. There we go. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm off my feet. I'm scared. Shaking in my little space boots. And then we have the white flag inverted. It's like, now's not the time to give up. Right? I might be scared, but I'm not going to forfeit. So I see this as really this digging for truffles, looking for snacks in the dark, trying to find something good in a pile of shit. I'm stressed out. I'm trying to avoid through intake of sound or food or drugs or alcohol or something like that, right? I want to have a dance party and pretend like I'm not like chilled to the bone to go to sleep because I get tangled in nightmares and I can't get out. Right? Every time I close my eyes and shut down the consume noise in the head all the time. I'm talking, I'm drinking, I'm singing, I'm watching movies, I'm listening to music until I pass out, and then, you know, once your consciousness lights are off, then it's, you know, all hell breaks loose. So this is about understanding that avoidance is not going to get you where you want to be. There's like, it looks a little bit hopeless, but it's sort of outlining the problem, so you can say, oh, okay, now I know what I need to do. I need to be all like ninja in my own head. I need to, you know, become one with the night. I need to ditch the candles and the night vision goggles and the, you know, sounds of the forest and the fall asleep in 10 minutes YouTube, and I need to listen to my body and stop putting stuff in it, like cut out the sugar, cut out the whatever. I mean, it's not to say you can't have this and you can't have that, and you shouldn't listen to music and you shouldn't enjoy yourself. It's to say if you're doing that specifically to avoid, then you need to rethink your reasons for it. You know, you don't deprive yourself of things that are in your highest good, that you're aligned with, that make you vibrate stronger. You want to say, okay, I'm going to like consciously become in myself and say I'm going to consciously work through my nightmares. Because if you have the same nightmare off and off, at some point you can have this moment of lucidity. Even if you can't control the dream, you can be like, you know, hey, God damn it, like, I said I wasn't doing this again. And at some point the dream will either change, or you'll wake up enough and be able to shake yourself out of it. Sometimes it can take a couple years, but hopefully not that long. It's a matter of bringing into consciousness these aspects that have been stacked against you. And that's sort of the jumping off point of being able to change it. Right? So you have to face your emotional and mental and childhood stuff, which can be difficult. Sometimes you just have to sit and feel it until it washes through you. But then at that point, it would be like shining the light on all the gremlins. And instead of going in with night vision goggles, you sort of, you know, trick them into thinking it's still night, and then poof, it's daylight and they're like vaporized. You know, you bring the daylight with you. It's like you capture the sun like inside your own self, and then it explodes outwards and starts to it starts to heal the gunk, right? It's like being full of sludge, and as you become more aware of it and sort of self-illuminate without tricks and like imitation illumination, right? You're not going in there with a flashlight. You're going in with the light of the sun erupting from within your own solar plexus. That's what's going to fry those things. It's like the wounded warrior. It's like the, is it the illuminated? There's, I think it's number 32 in the Mystical Shaman Oracle, but it's something like that, something like the Illuminated Warrior or something like that, where it's like the somebody who becomes no longer afraid of the dark, and that they illuminate, they go into the darkness, they're accustomed to it, they're like, yeah, this is fine, because if they need to see, they generate their own light. Okay, so this is somebody who's got their work cut out for them, but there's a sort of a pathway into the future from I'm scared to go to sleep and I feel like crap to, you know, I am in control of the dark because I no longer fear it. Like, you know, who's this poltergeist that's created out of my emotions that's taking on physical form of, you know, some fucking, you know, think of like an illuminated manuscript demon where they're all like, look like a corpse with a, like a dragon head and they got horns and shit. Those, like, and you hear it sneaking up on you and you turn around, you grab it, you're like, oh, not today, motherfucker. That's the goal. Alright, so that's the Pusheen pile, and we're gonna move on to the butterflies here. Move you guys over here. Butterfly. Okay. So you got the butterflies. Oops, that one needs to go this way. Okay. So I've got cards here. So I'm going to lay these out. I'm doing 7 cards, and I'm going to get some, what are they called? I'm going to get some charms. So 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I got 6 here. I'm going to get a 7th one. Middle. Okay. Okay. So this one's going sideways because that's what my head just told me to do. I already saw what it is, though. These are going to drive me nuts. I got to take them off. Okay. 3 amigos. Alright, so let's get some topics. See if we can get one from the other side. I know he was going to come out. I'm going to get this angel too. Okay, I think that's it. Oh my god, I just messed that whole thing up. No, come back. Okay. One more. Okay. Okay, I guess we're taking the fish. Okay. So right away with these charms, I see Weird Al over here. So this, if you watch the Pusheen one, you'll know that I had another charm that I don't have for sale in my thing. So if you want him, you have to screen grab him and print him out yourself. But I am not selling him because that is someone else's likeness. Alright, so I have Weird Al. So there's going to be a song involved in this, but I'm not sure which one yet. So I have a fish here. Fish in Weird Al. So there's an angel that kept looking at me, so I pulled it out. It's one of my newer charms. I made this year. Just trying to see where that's in focus. No. About there, I guess. Okay, so I have an angel. And oh, that's so weird. There's a water droplet. I feel like this has similar themes to the other one. I have an octahedron. I have the third eye. I have the Tesla coils. I have this bird here. Is he like a trash chicken, like a pigeon? Could be a dove, but I'm feeling trash chicken. This guy crossing the street here. Permission to walk. The shroom. Mushroom. A lot going on here. So this intrigued me, as you tell what this is. I have the DNA here. So the Pusheen reading dealt not only with energy, and had some water element to it, dealing with the subconscious, but also DNA in relation to carbon. So DNA here, inverted. I have inverted this little crystal spire, if I can get it without dropping it. Little crystal spire, crystal wand, inverted. So, I mean, crystal and DNA makes me think of, instead of carbon-based life form, which is what Pusheen was dealing with, it makes me think of silicone-based life form, because crystals are silicate life forms. They store information, and they grow and all that stuff. So, inverted, I have the mouse. Makes me think of the Lenormand mice, which is something's eating away at me, but inverted, it's like, it's not eating away at me anymore. Like dead mouse, like possibly the DJ dead mouse. So I have the wolf inverted. Could be coyote, but I'm feeling more wolf here. It's just my drawing is kind of crappy, so it could be either or, but this is wolf for me. Inverted wolf. Like a werewolf, like a werewolf on a day pass. Like in between stages. Like wolf, like lycanthrope puberty. Alright, so here's a crab inverted. So this could be the moon inverted, giving sun. It could be the chariot inverted, stalling out. Could be somebody Cancer who's feeling out of sorts. This also inverted, it could be coming out of your shell. So Cancer. Crabbiness. Like I'm no longer crabby. What's in... Oh, it could be something retrograde too. But I don't know if the moon ever retrogrades. It could be something retrograding through Cancer, but I don't know what's going on right now. So I have the battery inverted. Low battery. Pusheen pile is talking about energy as well. Like also I'm seeing like crystal and battery, like an alternate power source. Especially with these Tesla coils up here. And I use the mushroom as well. I think the mushroom and the third eye goes together, and we've got some kind of some kind of water-based technology here. I'm seeing this pigeon and this fish, and it's also making me think of evolution. Got a Weird Al here, possibly singing Jurassic Park. Like something being reanimated. I have this transition, crystal in transition, dealing with the third eye. Especially if the angel's coming in, it's like I'm getting some kind of communication. The other inverted charm here is the electric guitar. So we're dealing with something that's both communication and that relies on electricity. Some sort of technology. But that's also inverted. Like there's no amplification. This is a weird message, and I'm not sure what's going on here yet. Let me get what the... This card needs to be up here more. Okay, I was checking my time. So let me flip these cards over and see what we've got. The Page of Pentacles, 11. And that is... I have assigned Uranus energy, which I think is finally going direct in Taurus in January. Did I write that down? I wrote down when it was changing. I don't have that. Sometime in January, I think. 22nd or something. Somewhere in that range. Uranus going direct in Taurus. So there's this idea of communication might be opening up where it was once closed, but it's not coming in like a traditional way. Right? It's like it's not going to be coming in on the computer. You're not going to need some powered system to get the information. It's coming right directly into your third eye. It's going to be like I'm almost getting like telepathic, but it's like long range communication waves that have to do with I want to say with psychedelics, but it has to do more with the third eye. It's like remote viewing. Like remote, like not like having a Zoom meeting in astral projection with otherworldly beings. That's what I'm getting here. This Page of Pentacles is like there's this earthy quality to it. Like I'm stuck here on Earth, but hey, what's that over there? Five of Swords. So usually like the last man standing or mind control. Huh. I usually see mind games, but mind control. That's weird. I didn't expect to say that. So we have mind control. 5 is a shift or a pivot. This is like the day after the battle. Kind of reminds me of Britney Spears. The Page of Swords. Ooh, look at this. Put this shit over here. Alright. So we have this battlefield. And this is like the old guard here. And coming in, we have this Page of Swords and this Page of Pentacles. Like, whatever's been controlling the material world, this old information is coming away. With the rising of the sun, I have red here, and then I have yellow. So the first dude over the horizon, this Page of Pentacles, is like things are changing here on Earth, but what's really happening is the information and communication is changing, and we see this red sun coming up is like this guy coming in after. But notice there's alternate. We have this blonde guy with red, and then we have this guy with a yellow background coming in wearing red. Right? They're joined together, this idea of like the way that people think about the world in front of them and communicate with each other is on the brink of change. Oh, fuck. Sorry, my tripod is soggy. I need equipment that facilitates things, but right now I have stuff that just kind of works and is not always awesome. Okay, eventually I will have income. Okay. All the single ladies. Look at this energy. Purple. Like crown. Especially because she's got a turban on with a thing on. It's like, it's not even the third eye here. It's like the third eye has gone like da 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 and sprouted through the crown. This energy. She's also got a bird familiar, which to me is like information coming in. This is it. It's like I've won at something. Here, it's just like my business is being handled. Like I can do this on my own. Like I don't have to have somebody dictating me how to do it. Like I've made it. I've built it up from the ground myself. Like I am in charge of it. This is also pre-Empress. It's like I'm about to, kick ass at my own life. But right now I'm building something up. I'm making something of myself actively. But it's all coming in with this third eye and crown action. There's like my material world is going to be flourishing because I'm connected at my highest levels. And we're also dealing with this like orange, red, and yellow down here. It's like the awakening in these lower chakras is sending the message straight up. So you have Eight of Pentacles. More red and yellow energy. This is like I don't have to do any more work. To me, this is like I'm not slaving for anyone else, right? I'm not working for the man anymore. I mean, kind of is like the downfall of the patriarchy, but we have this, it's again, it's like I'm putting effort in a different way where it's not like a struggle. I'm not shooting myself in the foot. Like the effort that I'm putting in is done extremely consciously so that when I put energy into things, they sprout. I'm still trying to figure out what Weird Al song that might be. I have no idea. I guess, whatever. So we have the Queen of Rods. Just sunflower. So Queen can be 13, which is transformation. When I did the Pusheen reading, I was talking about being able to illuminate the darkness from within, from the core of your being in your solar chakra, and you shine through the darkness. This is that on a card, the solar chakra here. And the Queen of Wands, it's like in the Syrian Starseed Tarot, the queens are called sages. So we have someone who's a sage of fire. They're wise in the ways of fire. They're a friend to fire. Right? It's like I keep the home hearths burning. I understand how to create warmth without setting everything on fire, right? The knight is still sort of hot to trot and might get a little overzealous and burn down half the forest. The queen is like, I nurture the fire, I grow the fire, I corral the fire so that it doesn't, so that its energies don't become unharmonious and escape, with wild abandon. It's creating a flow instead of an explosion. I feel like the king... I think the king of rods would be like the allspark. But the queen of rods is someone who can craft it. Right? It can... Right? The queen of rods can make lava. She can create hearth fires. She can create electricity. Those kinds of things. There's a creativity. There's like, I'm going to give birth to fire in 4 different ways. Here's a fire spray, here's a fire spray, here's a fire spray, and here's another fire spray. And they all have a different speciality. Like, ooh, I'm going to light a fire. Like, ooh, I'm going to forge steel. Like, ooh, I'm going to make diamonds in a volcano. Like, ooh, I'm going to, what else would be a fire? I'm going to, like, melt snow in spring, or, whatever. Different creative ways of molding and harnessing this sort of hot life force, basically. Like a primordial life force. So in the middle we have judgment, and I was brought to put it in the challenge position. This is closing the book on something and changing to something else. It also has to do with closing out karma. Notice how these cards match. We have 5 here, and then we have 20. We have a multiplication. I almost said multiplicant, and I don't know if that's a word. 13 breaks down to 4, so I feel like 5 times 4 is the 20. The changing in being able to harness your own passion and creativity in order to put energy into things which grow for you and not for whoever is mind-fucking you at the time, leads to, like, a whole new world where people interact differently with each other. It's not like a raising the dead energy. It's like, oh, all of the things they suffered isn't going to be in vain anymore. I'm still not quite sure what those charms are doing, though. It's like little flashes of things deep in the past. I still don't know what Weird Al is doing there. Let me get a couple more charms just to see if I can think of what song that's supposed to be. Although, I just got him singing eBay. It's like, I'm not gonna, like, consumption. Like, what do I need all this crap? No, I'm just getting it because I can get it. This is, I'm only making what I want, what I need. Not subscribing to what other people tell you realities. It's like going deep within this third eye and connecting into these deep cosmic energies to evolve something, to cross this bridge, to move into a higher dimension where energy isn't... We're sort of like, your energy isn't going to be siphoned off of you. Like, your batteries won't be dead as much. You won't have to, you won't be backed into a corner where you're, like, snarling and biting because someone's trying to eat away at you. Okay? So this is what's going on, this very cosmic reading with these butterflies here. The harbingers of transformation, but also this idea of going from something very base caterpillar to something very airy. Right? I'm becoming enlightened. Right? Wings often have, like, it's like the different hemispheres of the brain, right? Left and right brain lighting up. And I'm able to fly, travel to other places because my higher chakras are more active. So this is something that's probably going to be coming in for more people in January with that, when Uranus goes direct. But it's something that's happening in general anyway, but it's like the timing is like dead on balls accurate. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the Doofy Turkey and see what that reading comes out with. It's just, oh man, I just broke this guy's neck. God damn it. Let me get on to the next one. Come on, give me some water because my throat chakra is getting a workout. I have not spoken this much since I came downstairs this afternoon and was blabbing at my mom about my day. Okay. Turkey, turkey, turkey. Turkey. Oh yeah, I need some more charms for this guy. I need some water. Okay. This thing is so stupid, I love it. Now, when I was shuffling these and clearing them, I had two cards that were backwards, and I flipped them over. One of them was the sun, and the other was the alternate woman with her titties out. And there's... and they keep flipping over again. Essentially the Empress, but no. Holy Mother of Christ, that had some distance. Trying to give me doubles, and I don't want doubles for these right now. My ironing board keeps falling in my ass. Where'd it go? Got my ironing board over here. Okay. Ooh. Distance on that guy. Wow, okay. I feel like that's enough, but apparently not. Do I not? I'm not in Orca. I need to write that down for my next expansion pack. Have a list going, and when I get like another 25 or 50 or so, then I gotta make an expansion page, but we'll see. Okay. Oh man, I just got a cold chill too. I have my window open because I got some weird fumes in my room. Dragon. So, this is making me think of the last two piles, or two characters, whatever, two sessions. I guess it's a pile, because this is a pile. Solar chakra, fire energy, self-confidence, telling your truth unapologetically. You have the stethoscope here, if I can fucking get it. Listening to your heart. Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't even think of that when I drew that. So I have my honey pot, which I feel like I kind of messed up drawing, but whatever. The honey pot. We have these shorts. I wear short shorts. Purple people eater. I like short shorts. So we have the trowel. This is one of my Ace of Swords charms because I just want to see if that's in focus. Because it's a spade. Digging deeper for the truth. I have the ruler. Non-denominational, but it could be the megalithic yard if we're getting fancy. So we have a measurement. Oh. Okay, so this honey pot looks like it could be like, you know, ancient crockery. So we're digging deeper for the truth. Digging like meters into the ancient thing, right? We're digging down a couple feet. We're like hundreds of thousands of years ago here. I feel like these shorts kind of go with the archaeological theme. Like safari shorts, like it's really hot during the dig because they have to do it in the summer. Like Göbekli Tepe. This actually, this listen to your heart thing, it's making me think of ground penetrating radar too. Dragons could be like crests or something, but also like digging up dinosaurs too. I mean, I don't have a dinosaur out here, but I do have a cassowary inverted. Now, cassowary is a really angry bird. It's got a blue head. It will kick a hole through your stomach. It's ornery. It's like, velociraptor feet kind of a thing. Not fluffy, whatever. I mean, even ostriches are ill-tempered, but a cassowary will fuck up your shit. But this is inverted. It's like there's no longer a clear and present danger, right? There's this like an amount of safety involved. So I also have inverted this battle axe, right? Nobody's going to attack you. Look at this fire-breathing dragon, though. Interesting. So inverted, I have the halo. I'm not sure what the halo inverted means. It might be like a crown chakra shutdown. Or the magnifying glass. Inverted. Some kind of details are being missed. I have the leaf here. Inverted. So it's like not all the leaves have been turned, like turn a new leaf kind of thing. Also, I'm hearing like leave it alone, like leave it alone. It's been left. But it's also giving me like a quill pen. Like there's like writings have been unexamined, but it's like something that only lasted for one season, basically. Right? We were only allowed to dig here for one season because our funding ran out and we couldn't get all the details. But, and I didn't go with my intuition might have been screaming to me, And then we have this stick a fork in me, I'm done, inverted. Right, we had to stop the dig because there was no more funding, even though I ignored these downloads that were telling me I had to keep going. That kind of scenario. So you have a cake inverted. Right, you can't really celebrate if the dig isn't finished. And then we have science, this flask. Right, I wasn't able to send any samples out to get tested to the lab. And I didn't, again, this idea of like my crown chakra was shut down. I could have gotten there better or faster if I had been listening to that intuition, but I didn't. And now something's stuck. But there's this idea over here of I need to go back and listen to myself and stand up for myself. That's hilarious that the cassowary came out under the turkey, because I don't think I have a turkey. I have a lot of birds, but I don't think I have a turkey. I think I should get one. Especially if I'm talking about Göbekli Tepe, because I think that's sort of near Turkey. Like in, I don't know if it's exactly in Anatolia, but it's somewhere over there in that region. All right. So the park inverted. This is a public meeting place. We have 8 of swords, but it's coming in inverted. This is sort of like trapped. Like I can't release my findings to the public, and some of that is a prison of my own creating. We have 6, the clouds. The clouds are clearing in the direction of this dig that's going deeper and actually finding something. We have the King of Wands here. Right? The King of Wands, the dragon. It's like I have to keep following this passion. 6 is a sun number as well. There's something clearing on the horizon. So we have the child here, Jack of Swords. It's like I'm trying to overcome this child. It's like I'm reading all these fantasy stories about, King Arthur or the dinosaurs or whoever, like whatever archaeological issue or historical, research, mythology and stuff is coming out of this sort of childhood wonder. 13 is a transformative number or a death number. It's like if I don't want my childhood, my inner child to suffer, like I need to continue on this journey of my own truth in some way. So we have the star. This has to do with navigation, or the stars plural here. 6 of Cups. So we have number 6 number. 6 of Cups is like, it could be past life, but it's also, it also goes back to childhood. Like interactions in childhood that make me feel good. It's like I had to be a child at this certain time in order to have this certain, like, astrology. Like I needed to come in because I needed this certain navigation. I need to be directed in a certain way, and this was the only place I could come in and get this information to send me in the direction I needed to go. Like the right place, the right time, or the right books would come in, but there's still something missing. It's like maybe I missed my timing over here because this one went tits up. It's like, did I miss the train? Like when am I gonna be able to see where I'm going again? So we have the anchor. I'm a bird here. Nine of Swords. There's a lot of swords. This is anxiety. Right? I'm anxious to drop anchor anywhere because what if this isn't where I'm supposed to be? I haven't been able to see where I'm going with all these storm clouds here. This is anxiety. Nine of Swords. A lot of being in your head. And this is kind of weird too because this is specific. Very specific archaeological example. Now it could be a metaphor because all of these readings can be templates. You know, it's always like, oh, if it's not your situation, whatever resonates, blah, blah, blah. If you were watching a movie and this happened and you might relate to the character and so on and so forth. But there really is a template to these, right? I'm digging for information. There's something deep that I need to uncover. I've been blocked by lack of funding, lack of opportunity, lack of encouragement or direct anti-encouragement from people around me. I got caught up in my own shit and I wasn't able to finish. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, I was going to get a degree in medicine, but then I became a drug addict and now I'm trying to get back on my feet because I really want to do that. There's different scenarios that could fit inside this template. But for the simplicity of the reading, I have to stay with this archaeological scenario. Okay. More birds. The owls. These owls are the alternate birds. Seven of Pentacles. This has to do with patience, but it also has to do with things are growing. Right? I planted the seeds. Like, I planted the seeds, and the seeds were planted in my childhood. I thought it was ready to cultivate when I went and did this, like, dig before, and I had to stop. But I've been impatient thinking that was, like, that's it. Like, now I've got to do everything possible, like, bend over backwards to try to get back to that. But the patience comes in, like, well, put your ear to the ground and listen for the rumblings, because this is where it's at. And the owls are like, hey, listen. Like, you might not be able to see the stars to know where you're going to drop your anchor, but we've got a secret for you. If you can see the moon or the sun, 30 degrees from there and go that way, and we'll tell you if you're heading in the right direction tomorrow, because we can see better. That kind of thing. I'm addressing this idea that my crown has been closed down by having this message come in. And it's weird because the owls are it's a very higher chakra thing, whereas the pentacles are very earthy, very grounded. To have them coming in on the same card is it's like becoming a tuning fork. Right? It's like I'm the lightning rod. Because you have to be grounded. You have to have a ground wire to keep that lightning bolt from hitting the house and lighting it on fire. Whatever. You know what I mean? So then we have the crappy birds, the other birds, the regular birds, the gossipy birds in the middle. Coming in this sort of realm of lost childhood and this lack of public acceptance. Like, the key thing here is too much listening to what other people say, because what we want to do is have this deep internal strength. And this is what needs to change. I need to listen to the higher realms and not this base gossip chit chat like, oh, you're never going to be able to do that, what are you doing? That turns into this broken ego record that's the Eight of Swords. Because this lack of public recognition, like, people around me aren't willing to meet me halfway. It's like, oh, well, they told me I couldn't do it so long, I started repeating that record. Like, why do I have to keep turning that turntable Like, screw that, I'm not doing this anymore. So let me get some other charms here to wrap this reading up. I mean, I have a lot already, but still. I mean, there's something here that really needs to be addressed. I've got a bunch of inverted charms here. I'm going to dig for this. Okay. Alright. So, upright, we have something needs to be addressed. We have these children playing, which can be the inner child. There's a delicate balance there. The inner child has both masculine and feminine aspects. So, if you've only addressed the masculine or the feminine inner child, then you still need to address the other one. Like, if you're masculine and you say, oh, when I was a little boy, blah, 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 you're wondering why you haven't healed your inner child. It's, oh, when I was a little girl, I didn't, you know. Like, there's like a duality there. Like, if you've addressed the miniature masculine and not the miniature feminine, then you have to go back into your inner child and say, well, what were those essences? What was the creative? What was the the frilly? What was the rounded? What was the right brain part? What was the night aspect of my inner child? And that's something that needs to be addressed, because, and ultimately, this piece is a duality in itself, but it's also like a resistance. Like, I only see myself one way because of how people have talked about me in the past. And like, oh, you've been this way since you were a kid, blah, 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 and they expect you to be the same way. This is, you know, collecting the other half of yourself that's been denied, either through, you know, other people's input or through some kind of broken record that got on your own self. So inverted, we have a squirrel, which to me gives me like hibernation. And we have this volcano. Right? I'm like, I don't want to hide away from everyone looking for my nuts, but I also don't want to explode at everyone. I don't want to like nuclear react every time I'm threatened. So I have Stonehenge here. Inverted. I'm not quite sure what that's doing. It's giving me like ancient technology. Like I have to dig like a dig site. Like we're not like it. What you're looking for might not be on the surface. Inverted, we have the sugar bowl. This with the Six of Cups, it's sort of like not sugarcoating the past. You know, you can't glaze a turd and call it a donut, basically. So we have the Swan here inverted. This has to do with emotional content. The Swan in the Wild Unknown Tarot are the court cards of cups. So when it's inverted, it's like, it's kind of like I drowned in the tunnel of love with myself. I haven't gotten to an emotional depth with myself. You know, again, it's like hiding, it's like burying things that upset you and not getting that which nourishes you. So we have the pyramid. Again, we're dealing with archaeological sites, something that's deep underground, possibly a repository of knowledge. It's like there's something there that I need. And it's giving me this like past life stuff too. Like I feel deeply connected to the past. Where it's like I dug in Stonehenge, but I really should have been digging in the pyramid. And the last thing that's inverted is this UFO, the Chariot. I haven't been going anywhere. But this is this is also giving this sort of otherworldly thing, you know, like past life, alternate life, connecting to, I haven't been able to connect to these higher realms. But this is just a version of the chariot, the first chariot charm that I made. So we're dealing with this sort of Cancer energy, which is again inverted emotion. You know, like I feel like I crash landed, or I didn't know that I was submersible. I thought I was going to drown in water. I could have had an underwater base this whole time. You know, maybe I need to dig not in the land, but I need to get some scuba gear and do some underwater digs, either metaphorically or in reality. Right? Because the water level used to be much lower because of the ice. Hopefully that makes sense in terms of both like a practical thing, but there's this very blatant archaeological story here. And it could be a personal thing, somebody who's just really wanted to be an archaeologist and has been struggling. Like you just got a dig going and then COVID hit and now you're screwed and your funding got all messed up and you're like all in your feelings about it. But it also has to do with a deep childhood wounding in terms of emotions and nurturing, and could very well be tied back to past life stuff. I don't have anything else for this reading, so that's it. It's done. It's certainly it's as with pile number 1 with Pusheen, it gives an outline of essentially what's wrong and this sort of inkling of where it can go. And the main thing that happens in the middle that you can do now that you're aware of the situation has to do with, you know, detaching from external voices and dealing with your own darkness, your own inner child thing. The other, I don't even remember what was going on. Oh, the butterfly pile had to do more with perception in the patriarchy and society overall. Pusheen pile had more to do with being afraid of darkness within and without. And this one is very much more to do with, I feel like it's more like ancestral trauma, either in your soul or your DNA. Because I didn't even mention ancestry, but I mean, you think of archaeological dig, well, what is that? It's people from thousands of years ago. It's ancestors. You know, digging up grandpa's, you know, burial kit. But it's also like getting in touch with some kind of there's like a personal thing to it, but it also has to do with like a humanity thing. But the humanity thing in this pile is very much secondary. It's very like, what do I need to heal from? Over that's relating me to these older time periods. Like, what can I learn from them that means healing for me? But it starts off with, you know, not letting other people's voices or the ego voice be louder than your own voice and that of your higher self. For the turkey. Alright, that's it. So, I don't have a personal reading that's set up like this in a little 7-card circle. I guess the 12 station one would be kind of similar. I suppose I could do this reading. It'd be like the charms and stuff. It'd be probably like $35 or something. But I have a bunch of other readings available for sale, and I've got the list of those readings down in the description box underneath here. Down under the description box. What's that? I'm not sure if that's in focus. It's the thumbnail for my painting. So if you want to get one of those readings, they're listed down below. You can email me and I'll send you the list if you want to do it that way. There's also pictures on my WordPress. There's like a main page and then there's a second page that has the listings, and if you dig around at the top you should be able to find it. It's like almost the same color as the background, but it does say like readings listings, and it's got like little thumbnail pictures. I also have a playlist that has samples of readings, so if you go to my like a readings for sale sample playlist, you can see those. So I have coloring books, dark poetry. Those are on Amazon with the Kindle Direct Publishing. And I've got merch and prints and actual art items. A lot of them are going to be psychedelic, like my logo here. If you need a calendar for the new year, they're on DeviantArt underneath here. You go into the stuff, the prints and the art gifts. There should be a calendar in there somewhere. It's got 14 different images on it. And it's like stripes, like black and white stripes around the thing. So if you want like psychedelic stuff that you can wear, drinks and blankets and towels and little bags. Cafe Press, DeviantArt, I have, you know, it's canvas prints and photo prints and stuff like that. A couple of coffee mugs and coasters. And that's like portraits and dinosaurs and animals and fashion designs and some of the psychedelic stuff too. And then on Etsy I have actual art items, all of the above, and then the charms if you want some. Eventually I'm going to be trying to make 3D ones. I need to deal with some other stuff before I try to deal with epoxy forms. And then if you get 3 or more items on Etsy, 17% off with that coupon code. If you want to donate, energy exchange, hit that tip jar. It's PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Putting this out on the 30th. My birthday is the 31st, so if you're watching this and you want to throw me like $5 for my birthday, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. You have social media as well. If you want to get... I have chapbook packs, which is like some of the poetry and little drawings and stuff, and it's kind of like getting a few card reading. That's also on Etsy. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlists tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.